March 1st, our 15-day, 15-minute New Beginnings start. We're going to really take the next 15 days to look at lots of aspects of yoga, and I'm going to give you lots of options as we move through some of the asanas so that you can have as deep a practice as you like and maybe learn some new things. We're going to work on some of the trickier things. We're going to do crow at least one night, and we'll do a couple of inversions just so that you get to have the full aspect, but you never have to go any further than what is comfortable for you. So if you haven't met before, my name is Colleen and welcome. We're going to start tonight just in an easy seat, which means you're just going to sit on your sit bones, move away your glutes from those bones that sit down onto the mat. Have your feet just comfortable crossed in front of you. I don't want your feet up on top of your quads or anything. And if that's uncomfortable for you, then just pull a block up and sit on one of your blocks. Take a nice big inhale here. Bring your hands onto your knees and maybe bring your palms up to the sky. Slide your shoulder blades down your back and really think about lengthening out your spine here. As you send the crown of your head up towards the sky, slide your shoulder blades down your back. You can feel that lengthening right there. Take a big inhale here. And then a nice big exhale. From here, I'm going to get you to take your left hand and bring it underneath your left glute. Leaving your right hand, I want you to bring it up and bring it over your head and let it find the left side of your ears. So your fingertips are on your left ears. And then with your breath, a nice big inhale, start to draw your right ear over to your right shoulder. Lengthening out your left side. Not too much. Your neck doesn't move very much. You just want to gently feel that lengthening. So you're feeling a little bit of a lengthening on your left side. Take an inhale and an exhale. And then release. We're going to switch sides, bringing your right hand under your right glute, and then bringing your left hand up and over your head, and your left fingertips are going to find your right ear. And the same idea, just gently draw your left ear towards your left shoulder as you feel that lengthening on your right side. Take an inhale and an exhale. And one more breath in and a breath out. And then release. Letting both of your fingertips come up to your cheeks. So very gently, just under your eyes, with your eyes still softened, start to just lightly tap underneath your eyes, like you're moving your lymph all around, letting it drain out of your sinuses. Bring your little taps gently onto your nose. Tap, 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 very lightly with just your fingertips, not your thumb, just your fingertips. And then come up around your temples, nice little taps, all the way coming up, all the way to the top of your head. Tap on the top of your head, all over the top of your head. Keeping your eyes soft. Tap, 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 tap. And then coming back down both sides of your face, nice and lightly, tap, tap. And then all the way down your neck, letting your fingertips come all the way down your neck, all the way over to your collarbones. Tap, tap, tap. And then bring your hands all the way down. Awesome. We're going to start some movement now. So we're going to come into a tabletop. So bringing your hands in front of you, root your fingertips into the mat. Have your index fingers pointed towards the front of the mat. I want you to be in your hips, your knees hip width apart. Takes the pressure off your wrists by rooting those fingertips into the mat. The palms of your hands might also just pop up. With a nice big inhale here, start to drop your belly down towards the mat. Let your shoulder blades slide together on your back and your tailbone goes up towards the sky a little bit. Your head also goes up a little bit and you can feel that cow where you're dropping down nice and low. As you exhale, start to press away from the mat, letting your back round up as your shoulder blades slide away from each other. Your head drops down nice and low, your tailbone tucks. And then when you're ready to take that inhale again, we're going to start a little bit of movement. So start to take your inhales, shoulder blades slide together. And this time I want you to bend your elbows just a little bit Start to bring your shoulder blades over, or sorry, your shoulders over your fingertips just a bit. And then start to exhale, pressing away from the mat, rounding up again, dropping your tailbone, starting to sit back, letting your tailbone come towards your heels. And just as you start to bend into your elbows, take that inhale and start to drop your belly down into your cow. Let your just hover forward just a little bit, shoulders over your fingertips, and then start to press away with your cat, rounding in. And do this a few more times on your own pace as you sit back just a little bit, drop your belly down, start to come low across, feeling how you're getting lots of movement in your back now, pressing away, dropping down. One more inhale, coming all the way through. Awesome. And then sitting back all the way. Awesome. Coming back into your tabletop. We're going to just tuck our toes here and sit into a hero pose. So sitting back towards, glutes come back towards your heels. And you start to come up, walk your hands towards your knees, and you come up into this sort of uncomfortable position with your toes tucked under, and you're lengthening out the soles of your feet. You're just going to sit back here on your heels. If you need to reach down and pull those little pinky toes forward, if they're not coming forward with you, take a nice big inhale, get that nice lengthening here, and the exhale. And then on your next inhale, we're going to bring our arms right out in front of us. Have your palms pointing down towards the mat, so your arms are parallel to the mat below. I want you to start to draw your belly button towards your spine and give you that really nice body, where you start to feel your front body come towards the back of your body. Take a big inhale here, and the exhale. And then with your next breath, draw your fingertips up towards the sky, flexing your wrists, bringing your fingertips as far back towards the forearm as you can, and then going the other way, bending your fingertips down towards the mat. Just going to warm up our wrists here a little bit. Do it one more time. Bring your fingertips up towards the sky, and then all the way back down. And then when you're ready, bring your hands onto the mat. Release your toes, tap them out a little bit. They are nice and happy to come out. And then from here, we're going to come up into a downward facing dog. So tuck your toes and then press your hips all the way up into the sky. I like to really figure out a great downward facing dog for everyone. So the best way is to come forward into your plank pose. So bring your hands or your wrists right below your shoulders, lengthen out. And then when you're ready, press your hips back up. And that's a great downward facing dog. You want to have those pointer fingers pointed to the front of the mat. You want to have your biceps coming forward and your triceps back. And you want to just take an inhale here as you press your heels towards the earth. Just allowing yourself to lengthen out. Move your hips a little bit and take an inhale. And an exhale. And we'll do one more breath in. And a breath out. And then from here, we're going to come into pigeon pose. So we're going to bring your right knee up right behind your right wrist, set it down, and that let your left leg lengthen out nice and long. Your left leg, that left top of your foot presses into the mat. Your palms are pressed into the mat. Draw your crown of your head up to the sky and slide your shoulder blades down. So you're in this king pigeon pose. Couple of options here. First option is you can press the top of your left foot into the mat and lift your left knee. So you can lengthen out that leg if you like, allowing you to put a little bit more length in your left leg. Option number 2 is to leave that left knee in the mat and draw your left heel towards your glute. You don't have to reach back if you don't want, but if you want to, you can take your left hand and reach back and find your left ankle. And if that feels comfortable, you can look over your left shoulder. So you've got a little bit of a modified mermaid pose here by looking over. If you can't reach your heel, you can always just draw that heel up and you don't have to actually reach back. You're getting lots of work here just by drawing your heel towards your glute, but if you want, you can grab your ankle. And then wherever you are, we're going to release that, bringing that left hand back down and lengthening that left leg back out, and then walking your forearms onto the mat and letting you get a little bit of an opening here in that right hip. If that's uncomfortable in your right hip, take your block, pop it underneath your right hip, and then that takes some of the pressure off that opening. Just using your breath here. Use the breath always to guide you, to open up those spaces. And an inhale. And the exhale. And just move around a little bit. You want to be able to feel what feels good. It's in your own home, so you have lots of options. And then we're going to press our hands back into our mat. Tuck your toes of your left foot, drop your left knee, and send your right leg all the way back. We're going to do the same thing for our left. So press back up into our downward facing dog. And then when you're ready, we're going to draw that left knee forward, plant it right behind the left wrist, and send your right leg nice and long back. And we've got the options here on this side too. So once you've pressed the top of your right foot into the mat, and you're making sure that your right leg is nice and long behind you, then you can either lift that right knee by pressing your top of your foot in a little bit deeper, engaging that whole right leg and lifting. Taking that inhale here, still pressing through your hands as you send the crown of your head up to the sky and slide your shoulder blades down your back. So you're getting that nice extension. And then the same option here, if you want to start to draw that right heel towards your right glute, and then you can reach back with your right hand, find your heel, and then start to continue to look back, bringing your gaze over top of your right shoulder. Same idea here. You want to make sure that you're drawing the front of your body into the back of your body. Again, if you can't reach, no big deal, because you can just pull it up. And that's also great practice, really just drawing that heel towards your glute. And then wherever you are, we're going to let that all the way down. And we'll finish this pigeon pose by coming down onto your forearms. So coming all the way back down, taking a couple of breaths here. Moving around a little bit. Again, if that's uncomfortable on your left hip, just bring that block in, and then you've got a little bit of extra support there. And use your breath. And move around a little bit. And just enjoy. And then tucking the right toes this time, lifting up the right knee. We're going to send that left leg back in a nice, long, low plank pose. So you're in this forearm plank pose right now, drawing the front of your body into the back of your body. And then slowly, we're going to come all the way down, bringing your whole front of your body onto the mat, untucking your toes. And we're in right now, Sphinx pose. Your forearms are pressed into the mat. Your hands are up at the top of the mat, kind of at eye level. And you've got your upper body is up off the mat, almost just past your breastbone. Just make sure you're sliding your shoulder blades down here. Let the crown of your head go up a little bit, and your gaze comes to about your baseboard. Use your breath here. Nice big inhale. We're warm now, so we can do a little bit more movement. And the exhale. And then coming all the way down, letting your chest come all the way down to the mat. We're just going to slide our hands back a little bit so that our hands are nice and wide and they're right beside our chest. Root your fingertips into the mat. Keep your elbows nice and tight towards your body, and then press up. We're going to come up into our cobra pose. Coming all the way up to your belly button, still sliding your shoulder blades down your back. We're just going to finish up here by looking over your right shoulder on your cobra pose, looking all the way back, still pressing your hands into the mat, just looking over. Take a nice big inhale here. And on the exhale, bring your gaze forward. And we're going to do it again on the other side. Start to look over your left shoulder. Can you see your feet? How much can you look? And use your breath as you inhale. And then as you exhale, we're going to come all the way back forward. And coming all the way back down, onto the mat, bringing your belly all the way down, tucking your toes here. And then we're going to press through into our child's pose. So press through your hands, come up into your cobra one more time, and then release at your knees and your hips. Untuck and slide all the way back, bringing your glutes towards your heels. You can then release your toes, sit back onto your child's pose, widen out your knees a little bit, let your belly drop down into the mat, and let your forehead come all the way down, and just settle in here. If it's hard on your shoulders, you can draw your arms back over top of your quads. And we're going to take some breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. And then when you're ready, you can press through your hands and come all the way back up, all the way into your hero pose. We're going to finish tonight here in our hero pose, sitting onto your shins, sitting back, slide your shoulder blades down your back, and just go back to softening your eyes a little bit. We'll take a couple of inhales, and followed by the exhale. Thank you all for joining me. I can't wait to see you each day on our 15-minute practice. Remember, if you need anything at all from me, just send me a quick message. If you need help with a pose that's not working for you, I can give you some options. So don't forget to connect. Have a great evening. Take care. Namaste.